Hello, I'm Mitsuhiro Honda, a Japanese filmmaker based in Tokyo, Japan. And my film, The Tunnel, was screening at the Cinema at the Sea this year.
Hi, I'm Lucia Anand. I participated in the tunnel and as a guest. And thank you.
Good. Okay. So tell me a bit what was, let's say, the inspiration behind the movie and why did you choose this theme of the doppelganger?
Okay, so my girlfriend, she's my partner, and I lived in New York in 2018, and she found my doppelganger in Tokyo when I was in New York. So she thought I was in Tokyo, but it wasn't.
Wow.
So she thought my doppelganger is me, but he didn't talk with her. It's because it's not me. So it was original inspiration, and I decided to adapt this true story to make this film, The Tunnel.
How did you feel finding his doppelganger in Tokyo?
Yeah, it's kind of weird because I was attending a 6 months seminar. It's the participant with there are 100 people there, and the doppelganger was sitting behind us, and so it's kind of like watching me, and he's watching me like so. So, but he didn't try to approach me, and he was just sitting and taking note. His behavior is the same as my partner, so I felt very, very weird, and I'm also afraid to talk to him, and it took 7 months to talk to him, and then I found out he was a different person,
Okay.
and I talked about him to my partner.
But did you talk to him in the end?
At the time, no, we hadn't a chance to talk with him because she didn't know who he is. But after that, I met with him.
And you're not related or anything, he's just completely...
just completely different person, but what he did and how he speaks, how he writes emails, everything's like twins or doubles, and it seems like a doppelganger.
Okay, alright. And what about the concept of the tunnel? Tell me a bit about that.
So the concept of the film is about time, and many people think your past defines present you or future yourself. But in scientific field, it's not like that. The time is not linear in the scientific field, but people, we think time is linear. So if you make mistakes in the past, you will make mistakes in the present time, and in the future you will make mistakes. But I don't want to think about that way. But if you think about your future or future yourself finds you the present time or in the past, maybe that you can change your mindset. You may think that if your future is more bright, maybe you can change yourself in present time. So I wanted to adapt the idea for the concept to this film.
Okay. And tell me a bit about the casting. How did you decide to include her, protagonist, everything here?
Yes, so I was thinking about, I know it's weird, but I found my doppelganger, so it's like a once in a lifetime. So I decided to ask her to show up, and I asked him to show up. So I was in New York, so that I asked him to come to New York, and he participated in the film as a doppelganger in New York, but he lived in Tokyo. But I felt casting is important, really important. I decided to not hire real actors, but I decided to hire a real person. I think it's more persuasive than hiring actors who doesn't know their doppelganger or who doesn't feel that way.
Well, and how was it though cooperating with non-actors? Was it more difficult or?
Actually, so they are not professional actors, but they have so much experience in their lives. So that it helps us to make a persuasive great film because their what they did, what they do, what they will do was so compelling and like so natural. So I was waiting for the time, waiting for the right time when they act. So it's not like a pushing. I was waiting how they do, and it was so natural and spontaneous, so that it works out.
And how was your operation during the shooting? How would you describe it?
Yeah, so my profession is a psychotherapist, and also I do the family constellation. Have you heard of that?
Yes, yes.
And so in a family constellation, the participant act like someone, the client, someone role, like a client mother or father or relatives. So when I act as a role of someone, I resonate with someone who like a radio 周波数ってなんだっけ
Radio waves.
radio waves. So I channel to that person like 合わせるってなんだ
To the match with fit with waves or the feelings, emotions.
So I used to do that. So when I act in his film, and I did that in the same way. So it's not the word what naturally came out. So so for me it was fun to do that.
But this was your first time acting? Did you like it?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Okay. And what do you think? How was your cooperation with her? Let's say.
So our relationship is not like so simple. Try to be simple, but many things had happened in our relationship. But when we make the film, it was so natural to make it, so that I didn't mind working with non-actors, and I felt rather than I felt comfortable to work with my partner and my doppelganger.
Okay. But it seems you put a lot on yourself. You had like your doppelganger, your partner. It's your first film. Was the whole thing very difficult?
Yes. So I felt maybe I was trying to many things in short film, but I wanted to try. I wanted to make what I wanted to make. So the film is like I wanted to make a Japanese film. Many Japanese films were like so brilliant in 1950s, 1960s, and we have so many good films. Like I wanted to use cinematography like Kazuo Miyagawa, or like when I make music, I wanted to have like a Toru Takemitsu, so that I was trying to find the right person to put everything together in a 60 minutes short film. But it was not easy because COVID happened. So when our shoot was 2018 originally, but COVID happened. So I took shot the ending scenes in 2022. But many things had happened. I didn't tell in the film. We didn't tell, but many things have passed because time changes, everything changes. So I wanted to put the theme in the film, but I didn't tell. So, but I felt the film, we need to have some space to think or imagine that you can bring something. And I wanted to keep the space, but at the same time, I wanted to put everything what I wanted to do.
Okay. So, but you didn't think of like Kiyoshi Kurosawa's film, Doppelganger? Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've been watching so many doppelganger films, but in general, doppelganger story ends not right. I wanted to have like a positive impact, even though after the ending, maybe he lost many things through the years, but he found his voice finally. Maybe it was just one voice, but it's important because when you watch film or TVs, people change one day or 1 hour or something, but it's not like that in the life. Maybe it takes years to change yourself. And I felt the ending, that he just have one voice, but it was important him and for me to be true to yourself.
And tell me a bit about the cinematography, what you wanted to do in the visual aspect of the film, let's say.
So I liked Japanese films, like 1950s, 1960s. We have Kazuo Miyagawa, and I wanted to use it because sometimes people use like a fixed shot. I like fixed shot, but many old films, classic Japanese films, have like a Kazuo Miyagawa's really like a rolling papers, cinematography, and I wanted to adapt it. So that I hired my friend. He was from Seattle, and another friend is from New York. So I hired two cinematographers, and one is Brian Hatterson. He knew me from the 2012 because I went to Seattle to study business. But on the other hand, I moved to the New York in 2016. I met with Eric Jenkins Suffering. He knows how to tell the story. He was so natural, spontaneous to use a camera. So I hired them, and they use the DJI's Ronin to take the shot. And I felt what I could do, what I wanted to make, like it's really smooth about really visually stunning film.
And can you tell me the question for both, which was the most difficult scene to shoot, I guess, and also if you have a favorite scene from the film? Maybe you can start.
So I don't find any difficulty acting.
Okay, you have a single favorite? Like you like?
Scene favorite is scene the scene which was taken in 2022, like when in his new room, and so it doesn't tell that the time has changed, but so he got haircut, and so you can see that he changed without words. So I like that scene.
And for you?
Okay, so I felt so many difficulties through making this film, but I felt I think that this making process itself was fun to me at the same time. And my favorite scene is opening shot. The opening shot, 3 minutes. I know it's wrong, but I wanted to tell without words, hey, this is Japanese film. I wanted to show Japanese film, even though I made it in the film in New York, and most of my staff were not from Japanese people, but I realized that we can make Japanese films even though we are not Japanese. So that it's a really good collaboration, and I like it. So that I really like the opening scene, and without words, but we can tell, hey, this is Japanese film, and the cinematography, music, and do you know Daiji? It's a title. My sister painted to make a Daiji. It's big when the thumbnail. So that I felt opening scene. It's my favorite.
Okay. So it's a family film. Everyone you know is there.
Yes.
Okay. And okay, good. And tell me, how is it shooting in the US? Is it, I don't know, was it difficult? I don't know.
So that
it's in the US, right? The film
yes,
shot in the US.
yeah, we shot in Brooklyn. So the difficult scene was a noise. So that you can hear so many noises or sounds from New York. New York is so noisy. But I wanted to adapt the noise in the film, so that in some scenes I intentionally use the noise for the film. So I know it's New York, so I wanted to keep the noise from New York.
And how was the editing process after the film? How was that?
So editing process, at the time I was in Tokyo. So that I brought everything in Japan and I edited in Tokyo. But after that, after editing, I worked with other countries' people. So Teo Wei In is a Malaysian composer. She is in Malaysia. And John Michael Perez is in Philippines. So we use Zoom to make sure everything's correct, everything's all right. So that we worked together by using Zoom to make sure every small things. And in terms of the graphics, in terms of collaborating, I asked the New York's East Coast VFX editors, and I hired colorists from Los Angeles. So I worked together by using Zoom. So this is a whole collaboration, even though I didn't go anywhere from Tokyo.
Okay, so now I have to ask her, how much did the film cost? You seem to have involved so many people internationally.
But it's not so much expensive. It's everything from my pocket. But it was just making a film was 11,200 US dollars.
Okay. And tell me a bit, maybe for both of you, I guess, what is your opinion of the Japanese movie industry at the moment? What do you think about Japanese cinema nowadays?
So I felt that it's really difficult time for Japanese people or Japanese audience or other countries' audience. It's because the system is really difficult to make a film. If you have a big budget, you can make a film, you can produce, you can distribute. But if you don't have a budget, you have to use your own money, or you have to ask their volunteers. So that now it's really difficult, and the working condition is not so great. And so that I was trying to listen, hear their other countries' opinions, because I asked their budget, how much should I pay? Mostly I ask them what they need, because I don't know, but I don't want to attack them, because I want to collaborate with them. So I was trying to listen what they need and what I can do. And so that in independent films, I think it's really important to find the balance and the good moment.
And what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not in the industry of the film, so
even as an audience, let's say, watching Japanese movies.
And also I'm listening to his story about the film industry, so I'm a bit influenced by him. But so in Japan we cannot make what we want in a film, so we have to follow the sponsor's opinion. So I think that's why most of Japanese film is like a very kind of thin and not deep in the detail. I'm a psychotherapist, so I always listen to the story from the client that they're deep, struggling, and so something like that. So Japanese film only scratch the surface. So I'm so feel disappointing about it. But the Japanese animation is I don't know why, but they can create what they want. So I enjoy the animation more than the Japanese film.
Okay, this is a funny question, but did you ever have a director or an actor as a client ever in psychotherapy?
So you asked me that I want to act as
No,
クライアントにアクターとかディレクターとかいる。
No.
Okay, that would be interesting. Okay. And I guess last question, can you tell about future projects? I read that you are working on a feature, or can you tell me a bit about that?
Okay, so now I'm developing a feature film, which is also based in true stories. So my grandfather was punished in 1950s as communist. He's Japanese, but he was socially punished because he wanted to tell the story. He wanted to say what he felt, but he was punished. So that I felt that it's called akagari in Japanese, which is like a communist in the US 1950s. So that I decided to adapt this story, and I want to tell the story by my grandmother's perspective, because I heard about the story from my grandmother, and I wanted to make the political horror to tell the story. It's in 1950s.
And were you shooting in Japan or in the...
Yeah, I'm planning to shoot in Japan, but I want to make like a science fiction horror film too, so I don't mind where we shoot.
Okay. And will you continue acting or?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I hope I act in his film again, and also in Sunday I want to act as a psychotherapist
Okay.
as a real.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess that's it. Thank you very much for your
Thank
time.
you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay.